again, brother. I got 2 jackets on.
He's got 2 jackets on. Let me bring Paul back on here. Let me bring Paul back on here. Pablo.
Yo.
Hey, yo.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I'm legally required to let you know I'm currently streaming on Twitch game streaming platform.
I appreciate the disclaimer. All right, thanks for letting me know. I am being recorded.
This, my friends, is Paul, a.k.a. Pablo. And we haven't done a Tentative Turnbuckle Tuesday in a minute.
2 minutes.
But Paul's gonna pick it up where Gabe and Yamagata dropped it, and
Dropping the ball.
Paul, you actually went to AEW All In this past weekend in Fort Worth, or where was it, in Dallas?
Arlington.
Arlington, yes, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Go Cowboys!
And as somebody had a sign, I don't know if you've come across that picture. Hangman Page, the only cowboy in Dallas that won a championship.
I saw that. I think.
That was great.
I think you posted that is funny. I'll give you that, man. You win this round.
Yeah. So speaking of All In, I we did talk earlier for a little bit, and you didn't see the 0 hour. I would suggest anybody that's checking out All In, go back and look at the 0 hour. Man, Outrunners versus FTR, that was pretty badass. That's exactly what you would think it is, as far as a technical match. But I do have a bit of a gripe.
Well, what's up?
On another match.
Oh, well, on that FTR Outrunners, I haven't seen it yet. I bought the pay-per-view on Amazon, and I think they let you just rewatch them. I don't know forever or how long, but like the last one that I bought was still on there. Although I didn't try and
if you bought it, you should have it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the way it works, and that's pretty badass. Because like when it was on Bleacher Report, like I think, you could watch it for the day, and then you lost access to it. But anyways, I didn't see that. Was Outrunners able to like keep up with the technical wrestling of FTR? Because typically, they have pretty simple spots, and I haven't seen a lot of technical wrestling out of them yet.
It was a good back and forth, man. And being so early in the show, the crowd was into the whole show from beginning to end. And dude, that stadium was packed. It was a huge stadium, and it was packed.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's because like for a minute there, it's the vocal minority of the internet. But
you mean WWE fans? Come on, man. Let's call it what it is. WWE fans,
or the bots that WWE's hired or created to post negative AEW information. But yeah, they were saying that like they weren't going to be able to fill it up, and it was going to be an empty stadium. And
it was not an empty stadium.
In the broadcast, it was pretty huge, and I've seen a lot of stuff of like people talking about what they got, with their tickets, and like in comparison to what they got when they went to WrestleMania, and there's just like so much more included with AEW's like VIP package, I guess. So they're definitely like, a more value, more bang for your buck, as far as like what you're getting when you go to an AEW show.
Yeah, to my understanding, when you get the VIP pass, you get a gift bag of sorts that has like the program, a T-shirt, what do you call it? Like little wrestling figures, and early access to merch, early access in the building. And I don't know if this is for every event. I just know some events where like they'll host like a 30-minute Q&A. So that's kind of cool, you know.
Yeah, and I saw
Uh,
like
uh,
Daddy Magic, like I guess in the entryway, like greeting people, like on top of a bar or something. Looked pretty crazy. Like that you'd be in the stadium and then randomly see like one of their wrestlers just out and about.
Dude, Daddy Magic should get some more love, man. That guy's badass. He's great on commentary. You know, when they have him on.
Yeah, yeah, he's good on the mic, man. I feel like maybe if he could just get in a little bit better shape, make it a little more believable. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I know Tony Khan's like not that guy. He doesn't care if they're not all big muscle men. But for Daddy Magic, to me, like he's almost got like a Razor Ramon kind of vibe going on sometimes, uh,
Yeah.
and I think that if he put on some muscle, he could be taken more seriously.
And that's the thing about some of these guys, man, is look, you don't have to be, 80s to mid 90s. You got your jack super hardcore muscly dudes, and they're still around, right? With like, Brian Cage, Wardlow, Outrunners, but not every wrestler has to be jacked, but and yeah, you got to present yourself, and if you have a big old pot belly, bring it in a little bit. If you're Daniel Garcia, bulk up just a tad, not a whole bunch, but a tad. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like for
Um,
Daddy Magic, he's already like pretty. Just he's a big dude. But if he could just like put on a little bit of muscle, not even that much more, like
yeah,
it would look way more better. He'd be more believable. Um, but yeah, I like him a lot, and it's funny because he's like Canadian, but has like somehow some kind of Brooklyn A accent. Is that
he's Canadian.
is that Dutch outside? No. Oh, sorry. All right. He's Canadian. Yeah, you didn't know that.
I did not know that. I
now,
thought he was from Brooklyn.
and now Paul no longer likes Matt Menard. and I think he's from like the hardcore Canada too. I think he's from like Quebec or something like that.
No, so what got me while in attendance, man, and again, it's a bit of a gripe. It's really just personal preference, right? I was shocked at how over that was Big Boom, AJ, and the Rizzler.
Oh, I forgot to ask you about that because I don't know, dude. That seems kind of corny to me every time they come, but I'm pretty sure, I mean, Tony's got them there because they got a big following, in social media, and that's kind of how AEW's been, doing most of their like marketing and stuff. How they're so meta with, sometimes addressing the, social media and like leaking stuff, and that's just kind of how they work. So it makes sense that they got Boom, AJ, and the Rizzler, and who's the other one? Just
Uh,
Big Justice.
Big Justice.
Honestly, I've never heard of them until they came. I'm like one of those guys, like I know them through AEW. It's kind of like knowing the Misfits through WCW. Oh yeah, those wrestlers, the Misfits.
They did fine work back in the day.
Dude, I mean that dude was big.
Oh, real quick, I know it's a little sidetrack, but bringing that up is I didn't know. So Jerry only went all in with that, man. To my understanding, is once they did that wrestling angle, yeah, good for him. Like he apparently bought a wrestling ring. He trained hours and hours. So good for him. Yeah, like they were a gimmick, yeah, but for him to get into it so much so that he took it seriously, cool. You don't see many celebrities do that kind of shit. Um, but anyway, no, dude, they were so over with the crowd. Look, I get they have a big following and all, but I'm sorry, man. This Big Boom, he's not a wrestler. He's not. And then to have the Don Callis family put them over,
Yeah.
yeah, that
Wait, so who got the pin?
that AJ,
Oh,
Big
yeah,
Boom,
Big Boom.
whatever.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
And how was he in the ring? Like, did he really even have any spots, or was it just all uh, like slamming and what was his most interesting, or was any of it believable?
No, I mean he's just a big lumbering, like I'm gonna punch you and a couple of clotheslines and shit like that. Now there was one part where it was who was it that pushed him down? Shit, I already forgot. But the Rizzler got a pie faced all and got thrown to the ground. That was hilarious.
Dude, the Rizzler, man, come on. These kids with their like terms and all this, like, do you know what a glizzy is?
Yes,
You do? I didn't know what a glizzy was, dude.
yes.
Until we had like a tournament at South Texas Pinball at Quasars, and we were gonna make this was for 4th of July. We were gonna make hot dogs, and like all these kids, because I'm in like a chat with all these like 20-something-year-olds, and they were all like, "Ooh, we're gonna get some of them glizzies." I'm like, "What the fuck's a glizzy?" How does that even correlate? I don't know. Glizzy?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know, man.
All right, sorry, I get sidetracked sometimes.
It happens.
Uh,
But
so was that like the main event of Zero Hour?
yes,
Yeah, it
which
makes sense.
I like. All right, I get they got to hype the crowd up, and Big Boom and the Rizzler did their job, but still, you take somebody like the Don Callis family, to put them over. It's like holy crap.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
could find some more scrubs to do that.
Well, I mean, they are at All In, so it's still they are still wrestling at their biggest show of the year. So, you know, if they have to take it, it's either like, do you want to be on the card, or do you want us to send Action Andretti and Leo Rush out to job to these guys? You know what I mean? Like, I think that's why it was that way, because it's still All In, even though it's 0 hour. They are still at All In, so
Dude,
they
then
gotta
that,
give those.
that I'll tell you what though, man. That the what is it, the Casino Battle Royale? Oh man, having MJF and Mark Briscoe started off. Holy crap, that was awesome.
Yeah. And oh well, so I was watching Dynamite earlier, and it's kind of like a new season, so All In is over, and all those storylines kind of concluded there, and like there's new stuff happening. And so Mark Briscoe cut a promo tonight, and he kind of like invoked his brother again, and saying like, "You're gonna see my brother's side." He's like the chaos and all this, and like it was it was like a serious um Briscoe promo, Mark Briscoe.
Oh,
And it was good. He did a really good job, and he's like, what was he saying? Like his MJF invoked his brother, and like he's like, but now you're gonna get my brother's spirit, and he's just it's none of that conglomeration word of the day stuff. Like it was straight up like kind of their old. I don't know if you remember when they were feuding with FTR back in the day, but that was from Raw. But they cut like some promos out of their chicken farm, and those were like kind of, they had a serious tone to them. So we're getting kind of this new Mark Briscoe, a more serious Mark Briscoe, and it's believable, and like it's kind of how I remember them, because I didn't really follow their early career until they started coming over to ROH and AEW.
yeah.
But I've seen like some of their promos that they did, when they were in ROH and I guess the Indies, and like they exuded this kind of like, you know, tough guy, bad boy, redneck kind of persona, and that's what Mark Briscoe is dipping into now, and it's going to be pretty badass, especially if they're going to continue this feud with him and MJF.
Oh no, man! If they go that way with Mark Briscoe, like you said, I haven't caught that yet. I'm gonna catch AEW later, but now I'm looking forward to seeing that promo because that'll be a great direction to go with Mark Briscoe. Because if I mean, if you look at the guy, his package, he looks like a rough and tough redneck type of guy.
Yeah,
You know,
because he is one. Yeah.
well, yeah. It's a damn shame, isn't it, for his brother to pass away the way he did right before they're both gonna get signed.
Yeah, man, that was brutal. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of out of nowhere, like dang, dude was young.
Yeah, shit, man. You don't know what's gonna happen from one day to the next, But hopefully, Mark Briscoe could carry. He's done a good job carrying both their legacies on his shoulder.
Yeah, and he's still presenting like their hype video with his brother in it, and he does his brother's move and everything. So they're paying good tribute to Jay Briscoe, like AEW, even though like. I don't know. There was something about the network not letting them have Jay because of some old tweets or something. So I don't know if they would have ever joined or.
I think it was Mark that did those tweets.
No, it was Jay.
Was it?
Yeah. And so,
all right, but
yeah, for sure.
Huh. But still, though, man, something he said was like 3, 4, 5 years ago or some crazy shit like that, if not longer. It's like, yeah, that was this now. Get over it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But that's the world we live in, sir. We were also talking about like how hard it was to call the winners in All In.
Yes.
It
was hard.
Not predictable. Which ones were your big Hey, move that net forward. Oh, all right. Sorry. Harlow's over here slamming doors. So, which are your biggest surprises from All In?
So going back to the pre-show, my biggest surprise was the FTR and Outrunners because FTR beat them last week, I think it was, and then to have them go over again.
Yeah,
I'm like, holy crap! I thought they were gonna give it to the Outrunners this time around. The Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm, dude, that was a great match, man. The storytelling, the build-up, the storytelling, everything about that match was awesome. But that was up in the air. I could not predict that one at all. I kind of thought they were gonna give it to Mercedes.
Yeah.
I hope so. The fact that they didn't, man, the crowd erupted. The pop was insane when Tony Storm won.
I don't know if we mentioned it earlier, but pAll actually went to All In. He was there in person, so that's kind of why we wanted to talk about All In today. So yeah, he's saying the crowds were really in it, and it's a long pay-per-view.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, we were there 8 hours total. But the pay-per-view itself was 6 hours. Like the main card.
Yeah.
For the thing is, man, for as long as it was, it didn't feel like it because you're entertained. Like I said, the only time the crowd kind of lost its wind was after Adam Cole's speech.
Yeah.
That kind of took it out of the crowd. Fuck, everybody was sad and all that stuff, and rightfully so. That guy's gone through so much over the past couple of years.
Yeah, dang. It's like every time he's starting to build some momentum, he gets knocked out, and now he doesn't know. It sounded like he was already ready to announce his retirement, but I don't know. They talked it over, and he said, he doesn't know, and I don't know if this has anything to do with Kyle Fletcher's power bomb on the apron that just caught him right in the face, or
right,
in the back of the head.
Bad. Back of the head.
Yeah,
Holy
right in the back of
crap,
the
that was
head, dude.
brutal.
And I saw that, and I think it's weird. Just like a couple weeks after that, he's making this announcement at All In. I'm sure
Yeah.
I'm sure he had like issues before, but that may have like kind of put him over because I think it's like concussion related and not anything related to like his foot or his ankle.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that did it. Of course that's just me. That's speculating, but I mean that it only makes sense. After that spot for him to say, "Oh, that I'm not clear to wrestle." But like I said, but that aside, that did deflate the crowd a little bit, but it picked right back up soon after. Like once the matches started going again and stuff. Man, every match on that card, Billy, every single one, it was good. It was all
Yeah,
good.
I know it, dude. I watched the pay per view. I didn't get to watch it live. I watched it. I was probably like 2 or 3 hours behind, and I was watching it, and then I had to stop partway through and then finish it the next day. But like, yeah, it was so good. And like, I had a friend of mine that was watching it with me that doesn't or hasn't watched wrestling in a long time, and wasn't really familiar with it, and like he was just like freaking out at like how crazy the stuff he was seeing was. Just from like Swerve and Will Ospreay, that match was insane.
Oh, that match was insane. Now, here's one thing that wasn't good about that pay-per-view. And again, back to personal preference. Can I curse on here, man? What's the rules on here?
Yeah, you can curse.
Oh, fuck, I don't know. All right. Fuck Nick Wayne.
Oh yeah, he turned on the father, dude.
He turned, dude. He turned on the greatest father he will ever know and have.
Dude, what do you think? What do you think about that? Like, I know. So everything's resetting, man. There's gonna be new stories. So where does that go now? Like, Kip and is that all done with? Are they gonna keep Mother Wayne around? Are they gonna have a different?
I hope so.
Dude, she's like, I don't know how old she is, but Nick Wayne, he got a good looking mama.
Yes, he does.
Dude, and
Yes, he does.
Christian Cage would like always hint like in his promos that he was like banging her and stuff, and this kid's just standing there and listening to it. and then
Look, I guess you take that only so far. You know what I mean? That whole gimmick, that whole run, the patriarchy, and it was going great. It was. Christian was cutting the best promos he's ever cut in his career, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But dude, he took Nick Wayne to the top.
Yep.
Nick Wayne is holding a title right now, thanks to Father.
Yeah, and man, it just worked out so perfectly, because they were trying this, with him and Jungle Boy Jack Perry, and Luchasaurus. Remember when they were baby faces, and then it just works so much better as heels and him being a piece of shit dad. It's just so much better. It's like the same idea, they even had
shit dad comment though. He's Father of the Year.
like for 2 years running.
Yeah.
All right, what else, dude? You want to, before we wrap this up, do you want to discuss the main event? Because I've seen like so many videos online of people freaking out over that match. Right now, there's a video going around of Hangman Adam Page jabbing John Moxley's head with a fork, and like the blood just spewing out in slow motion. Like it's ridiculous. I didn't even catch that in when I watched it, initially. But when they slow it down, it's like, holy crap! Like it's just squirting out of his head, bunch of blood.
So with that match, I'm sure you've seen your fair share of hardcore matches, death matches, and all that, and I've seen my fair share as well. That particular match, dude, that's probably one of the most brutal death matches I've ever seen. To be honest with you,
dude. And like,
a lot of the spots they did, crap.
oh yeah, for sure, dude. Like, when they brought out that bed of nails, I had seen him do it before, but like he was doing DDTs to Hangman on it, and like
Yeah,
I was waiting for somebody's eye to get gouged out or something. Dude, it was like, oh my god, what they're being so dangerous right now. I can't even watch this, and of course the other spot with what was
the
uh
one spot with the chairs.
oh yeah to the back, the two
Yeah,
chairs back to back. Yeah, that was crazy. It did look like you could see that he didn't center him on it, so like, you know, it wouldn't take his spine. But
yeah,
it, dude,
yeah, but dude, just that visual, and I'm sure it didn't feel good, man. Uh, Marina Shafir getting thrown onto that table, that was great.
dude, there was so much like build up in that match. There were so many parts to it, and like when Will Ospreay comes out and, you know, gets dealt with, and then, you know, and then Darby Allin with, dude, I'm pretty sure he's the only person in the world that's ever cut a promo from the top of Mount Everest. That's got to be like a record or something. Somebody put him in the record books.
Yeah, between Darby Allin's entrance and then Yes Chance started, and man, the
Oh,
crowd erupted.
yeah, that too. I forget. Yeah, Daniel Bryan, and it's like all these faces coming out and like battling, and it just had this feel like a big battle is going on right now, and it's this
There
culmination.
was that feel good moment where, you know, when Swerve came out and looked at Hangman and just threw that chain into the ring, like, oh yeah, it's on now. Now John Moxley, the way he sold that choke
Oh,
at the end
over the
before he
rope.
tapped out, yeah,
Yeah, I don't know if he was selling or if he was.
yeah,
That was for a
I think it was a
shoot,
bit of both.
brother.
Like when he flipped over that rope, right? He was really choking. If you can see, he was completely off his feet,
Dude,
off the edge. Now you see him sit on the edge, obviously, you know, to release some of that pressure. So it was
yeah.
like he still sold it once he got his butt on the edge of the ring,
Dude,
right?
that could have snapped his neck, dude. That thing was on, like, it looked like it was on tight. Like, that, I don't know if that was a spot or that was just that was him getting strangled with a chain over the rope, dude.
But it's crazy though, man. Like I was telling some buddies, they don't have to do these matches. Moxley doesn't have to do these matches, but he seems to like them. You
Dude,
know, people forget he started off his career doing hardcore matches.
he lives for that, and I don't know. I hope this isn't true, but I get this feeling that he's doing it to get it out of his system to go finish up with WWE. What do you think about that? Do you think he's like gonna be an AEW lifer now? I mean, because Tony Khan has put so much trust into John Moxley, but like, and he's his top guy. Like, he's basically the Roman Reigns of AEW. Like, he is. Like, he had the championship for a long time, and he's had it what, 4 times now, and
It's something like that, yeah.
and always when something happens, like in the, I don't know, the real world, like when they had to put a take the belt from Punk, and, you know, and it's like he's picking it up and putting the company on his shoulders. But yeah, like that. Honestly, I think that Moxley shines in death matches because his style is kind of like a believable, like brutal style, and oh, this baby's um, and just when there's like blood and no rules, and he's able to like really lean into that brutality. That's where I think Moxley is the most interesting, because some of his regular matches, honestly, they feel the same. Because you know he's got a big move set, but he mostly stays with his, you know, typical like neck
Yeah,
breakers
Paradigm
Yeah,
shift, bulldog choke.
yeah, stomp, curb stomp. Um, but yeah, like I've grown to really like and respect John Moxley, especially in this last year. People were like taking a crap on Death Riders, and I even told you I was like, I don't know where this is going, if it just leads to Moxley losing the championship, because I thought he was building to something, but I'm dumb, and what the whole thing did was put over Hangman and Willow, and I guess Samoa Joe was involved in it too. Um, yo,
No, I'm with you, man. As far as like, I wasn't sure where this Death Riders thing was gonna go. Like how you said, but I'm also dumb because the idea that they held that belt hostage, right? Keeping it close, keeping it in that briefcase. People wanted the belt. They wanted to see the belt. When Hangman won and he opened that briefcase, something about it, something about that moment, it just felt like, yes, we, the crowd, the audience, the fans, we have the belt back. It's been liberated. So that was a feel good moment right there in itself.
dude, and that belt is like the best looking title in all of sports, dude. Not
Oh
just
yeah.
not just professional wrestling, even like to MMA, to boxing. Like, it's just beautiful, dude, and it's huge. And I watched Dynamite. It opened up today with Hangman, addressing the crowd, and he's wearing that belt, dude, and like it just looks so good. So
Oh,
it really did like hype up that belt coming back.
sorry, and to your question, I think Moxley, I think he's going to be a AEW lifer. It wouldn't make sense for him to go back to that other company. Um, they're not going to let him wrestle the way he wants. He seems to have pretty much all of creative control as far as his character is concerned here. They're not going to let him cut those kind of promos. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I do remember when he had that goofy germaphobe sickness gimmick thing they were doing with him. It was terrible.
I I've seen some shots of it,
Why would
but
he
that
want to go
was
back to that?
during the era that is my blind spot when I stopped watching wrestling for a long time.
Good,
But
good. You didn't miss out.
but I've seen some videos about it. He looked quite emo in those days.
Now anything could happen, right? But I just don't see it. It wouldn't make sense for him to go back.
Yeah, like unless the company ended, right? Like if it was not successful somehow and it went away, then maybe. Although I hear rumblings that maybe Roman going over to AEW. The
Are you
internet,
kidding?
the
That
internet,
that'd be
man.
insane. Yeah,
It, you know,
that
you know
also
what,
will never happen.
you know what I think about that though. Like, is he truly the draw that WWE has made him to be? So like without because like look at CM Punk when he came to AEW, they got a lot more fans, but it wasn't like that huge of an increase. So
Yeah,
and same with like Mercedes Moné, like she came over. Were like two huge hyped wrestlers. One that hadn't been wrestling in years, and one that like recently left WWE and like did all this stuff on the Indies and New Japan Pro Wrestling and wherever else she went, and then they're coming over here, but Roman Reigns, if you, I would you say like if you went to Joe Everyman out on the street and asked them if they knew who Roman Reigns was, would they know?
no,
Yeah, I don't think so. So, like,
no.
if he came to AEW and he doesn't have like, Tony Khan can present him the same way, but like, will it take them from these small venues that they are doing now, back into the bigger ones? I don't know if there is a wrestler that could do that after Punk. Like, I figure, like, Punk was the wrestler that everybody wanted back, and Tony Khan was able to actually make that happen And I mean, they did good. It was good, but he is not like this huge draw.
Now they got Roman Reigns. You know, the reality is he will put some eyes on the company, but like, yeah, will it make an outrageous impact? You know, it is maybe for the first couple of appearances or whatever. Um, oh, real quick, sorry. While I'm thinking about it, um, uh, Dustin Rhodes winning the TNT title.
Oh yeah,
That was
yeah,
pretty badass.
yeah. Very
And
emotional there.
I suspect we'll also see a split.
With Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, because if you saw Sammy's face after the
Yeah,
win,
yeah, he was like staring at him with the belt, like that should be mine.
yeah,
Yeah, dude. I mean, hopefully, I don't know, man. Like they've tried a few times to push Sammy, you know, and like I don't know, something always happens, or and then he just kind of gets lost in the shuffle again. And
well, you
now,
know, he sabotages himself from what it looks like. You know, there's been many accounts of backstage heat when he's getting a bit of a push or um, you know just that quite a bit of backstage heat. Oh hell! Again, sorry. While I'm also thinking about it, I do got to mention, as a lifelong wrestling fan, as a little kid growing up watching the Von Erichs, it was a huge treat for
oh,
me personally to be live seeing Kevin Von Erich.
oh yeah, doing the Iron Claw, yeah.
Yeah, that was a huge treat. Holy crap!
Dude, I imagine like for a lot of people there because I mean it was in Texas and you know they're like Texas legends. So that's awesome. You know that Tony gives them this avenue to because like WWE is never gonna do that.
Oh,
But
no.
now we've got these opportunities that this new company is providing, and I'm here for it, dude. I'm on board.
Hey man, I'll tell you what though, Billy. Next time they come to San Antonio, dude, we got to get together and go, man. Check it out live. You know, next time they do a Dynamite.
Yeah, I'm down for that, man. Like, I wish I could have gone to All In. Um, didn't work out, but glad you went, dude, and that you were
Yeah, I
able
got
to.
to thank my wife for that one. That was her Christmas present to me. She surprised me with those tickets on Christmas Day.
Nice. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tracy, for letting his dreams come true of watching Kevin Von Erich do the Iron Claw on. Who did he do it on?
Oh shit! I already forgot who it was. There were so many people. There were so
No,
many people in the
I
ring.
know. I've seen the clip of it, and I didn't make out who he was doing it on, but Paul, that's gonna wrap it up for today's tentative turnbuckle Tuesday on
Yeah.
Wednesday.
And we'll do this again in another 6 months or so, maybe.
Tentatively, tentatively.
No, it was cool, man. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for chatting it up with me. We'll see y'all on the next one. Peace out.
Laters.
Listen here, brother. There's only one champion. There's only one interim champion. It's me. It's tonight. It'll never be again, brother. I got two jackets on.